championship. The Rod squad is cheering for the Battlehawks kicker to get us underway in prime time here in the Dome in St. Louis. Malone from the goal line. And he is tripped up just at about the 20-yard line and then reached out to about the 22. Bryce Perkins.
Hang tight. Hang tight.
Down by contact with the runner. He didn't lose the ball until he hit the ground.
After the play, unnecessary roughness, number 60 on the receiving team.
Receiving team. So on White. All right, 60 after the play, personal foul. And we're going to go from the end, 15 yards, and we've got it. Yeah.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 60, receiving team, 15-yard penalty, first down, Michigan.
You look at the leaders in the UFL this year, and there is Bryce Perkins.
Yeah, Bryce playing as good as anybody right now. And Michigan is 3-1 in large part because of his efficiency, completing 68% of his passes and his ability to protect the football, not turning it over, but watch his legs and his ability to create when the play breaks down. That's what makes him most dangerous.
After the penalty, they're starting from their own 8-yard line. McCrary will take it straight ahead, and he gets the surge out just past the 11.
A couple players to keep your eye on today. Starts with Michigan. Nate McCrary, just saw him get the ball 60 yards and a touchdown last week. And since the departure of Marcus Sims, COC Mariner has been the go-to guy. But if Michigan wants to get the run game going, you got to deal with big number 99, Austin Falu, and Willie Harvey, both playing at a high level. But Falu is as good as it gets in the UFL.
Falu, big body, 6'3", over 320 pounds, clogging up that defensive line. 2nd and 7. Perkins back to pass, has time, gets it out, and gets it complete to the 15-yard line to Turner. It'll be 3rd down from there.
Yeah, you flip on the tape from last week for Michigan. This offensive line dominated, especially the right side, Cabral and Okafor. This run game was hitting on every cylinder. And now in a 3rd and kind of short to medium situation, this is where you got to watch Bryce Perkins and his legs. His ability to make a guy miss and pick up the first down.
They're down and 3. Perkins chased all the way back to the 1-yard line before he launches it downfield, and it's incomplete. Glad you're with us, everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Jordan Rogers as we are here at the Dome at America's Center. Sam Acho is our field level analyst. Dawn Davenport down in the field as our reporter. And speaking of the NFL draft, I mean, we got guys in this game all over the UFL, but Michigan specifically, they are 3-1 with their connections to those players who were drafted. Pearson on the return for St. Louis, and he is met right away at the 42-yard line. 3 days of action from Green Bay with the outstanding NFL draft, and you just look at the players on this St. Louis Battlehawks roster, Jordan, who heard their names called as well.
Yeah, you got Hakeem Butler, who was the best player in the UFL last year, a 4th-round draft pick. Denzel Mims, a wide receiver, a 2nd-round draft pick. Played in the NFL for a number of years. And Max Duggan, 7th-round draft pick. Boy, we saw some quarterbacks go late today. 5th, 6th, 7th-round guys like Quinn Ewers that we thought maybe would go higher. Max Duggan a year ago was one of those guys, now getting an opportunity to prove he deserves to be back in the NFL.
Max Duggan is going to take a shot to open up this game as it's incomplete. He was looking for the 6'5" Hakeem Butler, former star at Iowa State, covered by DJ Miller. Of course, Max Duggan, one of the famous names in recent college football. You remember the miracle season, that magical 2022 for TCU, all the come from behind late rally wins, leading them all the way to the college football playoff, where they defeated heavily favored Michigan to make it to the national title game, and he was the Heisman Trophy runner-up. And here is Max Duggan now starting for the St. Louis Battlehawks as they go straight ahead on 2nd down for a gain of about 4 with Jacob Sailors.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even a guy that was the second best player in college football his last year, started a national championship game, just didn't quite make it in the NFL. Didn't get the opportunity to get on the field and prove that he belongs. That's why the UFL is so special. This is his opportunity, making his first start since that national championship game just a couple years ago.
3rd down and 6.
Here we go. Hey, we're good. We're good. We're good. Wide 80. I shot.
3rd and 6 for Duggan. He's going to run straight ahead, and Duggan is going to lower the shoulders and move the chains for St. Louis.
Boy, a little game up front. Watch these guys cross and just open up the hole for Duggan. Does a great job being patient, waiting for those guys to get out of the way, and no linebacker there in support. That's what makes him dangerous. He is a really good north and south runner, and I expect them to use him a lot in that fashion tonight.
It was like the TCU version of Duggan we saw in 2022.
Wide 80. I shot.
And quickly get it out to Sailors as Sailors tries to get upfield. Max Duggan, who's in for Manny Wilkins, who suffered a season-ending injury.
Yeah, you saw Jacob Sailors catch the ball right there. Their running back leads the UFL in yards and touchdowns. They need to get him going, but Hakeem Butler already, Duggan looking his way twice early. And for Michigan, Frank Ginda, the linebacker, leads the UFL in tackles, and Kenny Willikis filling in for Breland Speaks, one of the best players. Went down a couple weeks ago. They need him to have a big night.
Second and 4. Duggan again is going to try to do it with his legs, and that is where he's finding success early on. A 15-yard run for Max Duggan.
And just a little cute power, right? They're going to pull 2 guys. 2 great blocks there. One of them by Steven Gonzalez. And this is where Max Duggan can hurt you. Getting north and south, using his legs, forcing you to add an extra guy to the box, and then they can hit you over the top.
Go with the little tap pass to Pearson, and Pearson is tracked down as he could not get upfield. He was tackled by Mutin.
Yeah, #1 offensive rushing attack here in the UFL. There's some big bodies up there. 318, 341.
18 G-Force Reed. Kill Wanda Cole. Don't worry.
And G-Force Reed there. That again sounds like they're going to give Duggan the option to pull this if he gets the right look.
2nd and 11. This time they go with Sailors, and Sailors unable to turn the corner as he was met by Ron Stone Jr.
Zach to Gin Right, 2-jet Y, Tennessee. Zach to Gin Right, 2-jet Y, Tennessee.
Here we go, fellas. Hey, Zach to gun, Gin Right, 2-jet Y, Tennessee. Don't worry.
So you hear 2-jet there.
Just in it.
3rd and long, 2 jets, a slide protection, so you know it's going to be a pass. See if protection can hold up and give Duggan an option downfield.
Wide 80.
3rd and 8. Duggan with time. He throws it behind the intended target. It was Hakeem Butler he was trying to connect with as a flag comes down, and Duggan is slow to get up.
I'm good.
Number 44. Okay. I got you. 44.
Do we have an incomplete pass?
Incomplete pass. Personal foul.
Roughing the passer, number 44. Defense, 15-yard penalty automatic. First down.
That's on Garrett Marino.
Yeah, and Duggan could feel Marino coming off the edge. That's why this ball ended up a little behind Hakeem Butler. Just a step or 2 late there for Marino. If that ball is accurate, it's a touchdown to Hakeem Butler. A little bit on the back hit because of that pressure in Duggan's face.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Dean Blandino.
After discussion, there is no foul for roughing the passer.
Chains to the 23. Chains to 23. Balls at the 21. 21-yard line, 4th and 8.
No foul.
21-yard line, 4th and 8. Right hash.
You see the incredulous response by Anthony Beck, the head coach for St. Louis, as instantly Dean Blandino in the Verizon Command Center. He looks at it. He says, guys, bring it back.
And I love that because Marino did a good job of not hitting Duggan high. That's why I said it must have been a step or two late. Obviously, Dean took a look at it, said it wasn't. That's the right call.
And even as you look down from the field level, it wasn't a step or two late. It might have felt that way on this sideline, but that was a clean hit in the quarterback's midsection. No helmet, clean hit.
It's going to be a 39-yard attempt by Rodrigo Blankenship, the former star kicker at Georgia, who, of course, spent time in the NFL as well. Now the penalty flags come in. That gives us the opportunity to ask Dean, why'd you pick that up?
So it involves player safety. Anytime we have a flag for roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness, we can look at that from the command center. It wasn't late. The contact was with the shoulder to the body, so we communicated to the field to pick up the flag.
Did you have to slow that down to count the steps, or did you just watch that full speed and make that quick decision?
We'll watch it at full speed and then kind of slow it down. But again, when you watch it at full speed, he's within. You have up until your second step after the ball is released, and he was within that window, so it was a legal play.
After the penalty, Blankenship now from 44 as he puts it through. He's 11 for 11 on the year.
And here's what Dean was talking about, real speed. This is what he was looking at. Watch Marino come around the edge. It's a bang play. Ball is out. I agree. I think that is, you're not going to expect a 300-pound man running full speed to stop on a dime.
St. Louis with a field goal lead early on in a game they need to keep pace in their conference in what is a highly competitive second season of the merged Pro Football Leagues. The UFL is brought to you by Progressive.
70 or 80 yards by the end of the night if St. Louis would have it their way.
Here's Malone from the goal line. And he gets tripped up as he spins his way out past the 25. Dawn?
Yeah, Tess and Jordan, the quarterback plan for Michigan is to go with a two-quarterback system. Danny Etling is back healthy. Bryce Perkins got the start. It's Bryce's first quarter, and then we should see Etling in the second quarter. I will say this, though, watching them on the sideline, they were on the iPad together. Danny Etling right next to Bryce pointed out a few things about the defense, said, look, did you notice this guy right here? Coaches say they have a great relationship.
Perkins, the starter. Etling, back from concussion, suffered a couple weeks ago. McCrary trying to bounce it. Instead, it's a tackle for loss, and then he drives forward to try to work his way back to the line of scrimmage. Garrett and Harvey in on the tackle.
Yeah, and this is the defensive front for St. Louis, led by Austin Falu. They're so good on the interior. It's going to be really tough for Michigan to run between the tackles as McCrary has to bounce it right here. That St. Louis front seven playing really good right now.
There's a lesson in pad leverage right there at the end of that play. Pressure comes in on Perkins, who escapes it, goes downfield and gets it complete all the way out to the 43-yard line. A great effort play as he connects with Malik Turner.
Oh, this is the escapability, right? The first thing I mentioned in the broadcast is this is what he does so well. Extending plays. Dalmapenu all over him there. Extends it, eyes downfield, and accurate throw to Mariner.
Just over the outreached arm of Chris Payton-Jones. Anthony Beck's reaction is he felt like defensively they were in good position. Tawa now as he goes off right tackle before he is chopped down at the 47-yard line. Marcel Belfe is the play caller for Michigan. You see his resume.
Here we go. Let's go.
Canadian
Lexi,
native
Ray,
who had a long
Hank
coaching
Cook.
career in the
Lexi,
CFL.
Ray, Hank Cook.
Hey, I'm talking about Lexi, Ray, Hank Cook. I'm talking about
Hank Hook is a curl concept, so you should see a tight end over the middle of the ball, right in front of Perkins, and curl routes by the outside receivers. Reed starts over the middle for Perkins.
2nd and 7. Perkins stepped up. He was hit as he throws, but does connect with Jalen Moore. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
That's a great job by Perkins. Go from his first read to tight end to his second to curl, and even fight through a little contact here. Kim Muladane, I think, was the one that got a hand on the throwing arm of Perkins.
3rd and 1. Tawa able to get free. Tawa. He was met at the line, bounced right off of it, and makes his way to the 30-yard line.
Boy, watch the initial double team right here that's going to create the push, but then it's Tawa just reading this really well and bouncing it to the outside after the contact. Runs right into Cole Cabral. I tell you what, Tawa is a guy that runs angry, and he has been a bright spot the last couple of weeks for this Michigan rushing attack.
Sheridan on 1st down as he is bottled up at the 29-yard line. Of course, the defensive coordinator for St. Louis is Donnie Abraham on a weekend where we've been enjoying the draft. A 3rd-round pick all the way back in 1996 who went on to 9 tremendous seasons in the NFL with 38 interceptions in his career. Second and 8. Perkins gets it complete as Mariner puts them in prime position down to the 12-yard line. Touchdown.
Another great job by Perkins. Pressure on his right side. He's got the bang 8 that you heard the play call to his left. Just a quick slant. Puts it right on the money under pressure.
Red zone this year for Michigan is just a 54% touchdown percentage. They'd love to respond here after a choppy start to this game. Perkins into the end zone goes Gunnar Oaks. Boy, and you consider Michigan's first drive that started from their own 8-yard line, had that 15-yard penalty. And then they were 3 plays and out, and now they go on an 8-play, well-managed drive. And Bryce Perkins, 53 yards and that touchdown.
Let's go. Right, H off
Ortho home defense conversion attempt. They're going for the 1-point conversion. Of course, in the UFL, you can go for 1 point, 2 point, or a 3-point conversion. Perkins. And defensively, they were there to stop Hicatini. Immediately was Chris Payton-Jones as the big tight end couldn't get in.
Well, Marcel Belfay has one of the most creative RPO games in the entire UFL, or really in football in general. Watch the motion here. This is going to be just a zone read by the quarterback, but when he pulls it, after he pulls it, it's not just run. He's got one option here. He's got a stick route here, and he's got a fade. He has 3 different options. They run a full concept on the backside of their Q read. Their zone read is not just quarterback. Oh, if a guy crashes down, he runs it. No. You have 3 different options. They had 2 touchdowns on that last week. Another touchdown here early. And this Michigan offense with Bryce Perkins is rolling here in St. Louis.
We're here with quarterback Bryce Perkins after a great drive for Michigan, and you get to see it right here on this iPad. Will you tell me and show me what you saw on that touchdown?
So, I mean, you know, when you're a good running team, you know, we do a great job at these RPOs, but, you know, we get great push up front. So really all of you is see through here, see through this line right here, and if the backer doesn't expand out, you know, and the defensive end, who's our read guy, touches the tackle, have a good lane for push. You know, we have routes on the outside too, so it comes alive. you know, Gunner did a great job of turning out, and the backer's on the hash. He never can make that play. So trusting the guys, getting the ball on the perimeter, and just letting the guys go out there and make plays. So.
How about that throw?
I mean, you know, it was good, man, and I'm glad we got in. So big time throw, a lot of game left. We got to keep it going.
Awesome. Thank you, Bryce. Appreciate it.
Great access with Bryce Perkins, Dawn, as Blake Jackson is on the return. Now that Michigan defense will take to the field. Mike Nolan was just talking to them.
Guys, he threw the ball out. Hey, listen, he threw the ball out there, guys. He will not beat us throwing the ball. Listen to me, guys. All right, he's going to run. When it's a pass, he's looking for a lane to run. He's looking at one guy, and if he's not there, he's running. So listen, the sexiest pass rush in the world ain't worth a flip. Got me? Make sure you know that, okay?
He got us on that Baylor. He got us on that.
We'll be good.
Former San Francisco 49ers head coach, longtime NFL defensive coordinator, as Howard takes the carry. He was talking about, of course, Max Duggan and the chances that he will want to run the ball throughout the
Yeah, so here's what he said. The sexiest pass rush don't mean a flip. What is he saying? Don't try to win to the quarterback, because when you do that, you spin out of a gap, you leave a rushing lane, and Duggan's looking for that.
Shrink the bunch left, fake 12 counter, X tractor left on the turbo, right? Here goes shift. Turbo's it.
2nd and 7. They go with the orbit motion with Jennings. And Jennings was searching for a block, but was forced out near the 30-yard line by Kedrick Whitehead.
We talked to offensive coordinator Phil McGagan for St. Louis. First 5 plays of the game, he wanted to target Hakeem Butler 3 times. They threw it to him twice, didn't have a completion, tried to target him another time. I still expect him to try to get 88 involved here early. He's so dangerous, one of the best receivers, if not the best in the entire UFL with his first action in a long time.
See what McGagan comes up with here on 3rd and 4. Duggan back to pass. Going to extend the play. That's exactly what Mike Nolan was talking about, as Willekes was able to get to Duggan.
Boy, but Marino right here. Watch how he stays in his gap. Oh, actually, sorry, Marino. Yeah, he's right there. Stays in his gap. So there's not a lane right there. He closed it down. If he's going to try to be selfish and try to get to the quarterback, he might have gone over the top the other way and left a bigger pass lane. Instead, he stays home, and there's nowhere for Duggan to go. Great job of doing exactly what your head coach just told you on the sideline.
And the access in this league is we have the mics on the head coaches, the quarterbacks all over the field, and it offered us that chance to hear from Mike Nolan as to how to defense Max Duggan, and then they deliver. Malone fields it and muffs it. And the ball harmlessly goes out of bounds. But the way Malone approached that was a dangerous situation for Michigan.
Boy, that's what St. Louis needed, as it looks like the offense is struggling to get going. That's why they lost last week, right? Big turnovers, big change of possessions. Got them in a big hole last week. They're hoping one of those goes in their direction tonight.
Sam is with Max Duggan. Sam?
Hey, I'm here with Max Duggan. Max, so what are you seeing so far early in this quarter?
They're mixing up, playing a little 1-high, 2-high mix up, man and zone. So just gotta be better. Gotta find our guys and get them the ball.
You've been using your legs a good bit. Do you expect more of that, or what do you hope to do as the game goes on?
Yeah, I think you just feel out the game. You know, use your legs when it's there, and you know, see what happens the rest of the game.
Awesome, thanks, Max.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Quickly getting into space to Mariner, and he nearly broke free, and he knows it.
Boy, Ryan Nelson had a monster block in front on this one. Watch 23 right here. Trying to come make a play, Lucas Dennis, and just gets, that's what we call a pancake. Tess, we didn't have any of those at brunch today, but offensive line.
That was not the only thing you didn't have based on the size of your order. Calhoun and I were sitting there wide-eyed saying, man, oh man, is he powering up. Here's your first down run by Tawa. As he makes it out to the 36-yard line. Michigan 3-1 on the season. St. Louis, one of the real favorites in the league, but some season-ending injuries and catching a few bad breaks. They're at 2-2. They could use this one tonight here at home. Second and 3. Perkins, smart to read it out to Nakua. First down, Michigan. Well done by Bryce Perkins.
Well, it's just one of those times that he just predetermines, right? Everybody's so tight in there, worried about the run. He knows he's got a receiver that's going to outflank him, and he doesn't even read the end there. He's just grabbing it, pulling it, flipping it to the outside. That's that RPO game that's so dangerous.
And that is the end of the first quarter. St. Louis marched down the field early on. They capped that with a Blankenship field goal. Max Duggan getting the start tonight for the home team. But then Michigan responded with Gunnar Oaks in the touchdown. Finalists, just 5 yards passing.
Mid-zone, snob trade. On time, ready? 15 seconds.
Belfay, the play caller for Michigan, as they will start this second quarter with a first down at their own 47-yard line. McCrary is going to test the middle of that St. Louis defense out just past midfield.
L, hero, Liz, stretch, crab, X, bang. But if you don't like the bang,
again.
L, hero, Liz, stretch, crab, X, bang.
Let's go. L, hero, Liz, stretch, crab, X, bang. On time, ready?
See Belfay giving a little cue at the end there. He says, hey, if you don't like the bank, do this. So little tips at the end of those play calls to the quarterbacks go a long way.
Perkins on 2nd and 6. It was thrown to the outside of Turner. And it'll be 3rd and short after that reception.
Me, H to Lexi Klosky, Ripper, slant, stick switch.
Even Hawk coverage.
Stick switch.
Consistently, arguably, the best crowd in the UFL is roaring for a stop on 3rd down. Perkins over the middle and gets it complete for a first down, and it's Gunnar Oaks again. He had the touchdown in the first quarter.
Boy, efficiency and accuracy has been Bryce Perkins all year. Look at the tight window and the accuracy. Right over a defender, right between 2 others. Hitting Gunnar Oaks right where he needed it on a big 3rd down. Changing arm angles there a little bit too. Bryce has just been so accurate. Just 1 incompletion so far, completing almost 70% on the year.
7 first downs for Michigan, 6 of them by way of the arm of Bryce Perkins. Prairie, he is stacked up and immediately pushed back. Talmui Panu in on the tackle.
Hey, Gary, make it 12, make it 12, make it 12. 12, 12, 12, 12. Here we go. Hey, let's go. Right personnel. Wing out, Liz Lucky Hooker. Right wing out, Liz Lucky Hooker.
Right wing
this
out.
Should be a fun one.
Liz Lucky Hooker. On time, ready?
All right, so we've entered the red light district of the playbook. Second and 10. Perkins looking to step up and now draws back, thinking about passing, and he is taken down immediately. Heck of a play by Lucas Dennis.
We've praised Perkins for his ability to create. You see him step up here, work to the left, great job. I don't mind him pulling up here trying to, but at the end there, just throw it out of bounds right before you get tackled. Because you go from borderline field goal position to now out of field goal range. And a long 3rd down here. They got to pick up quite a bit to get back into that field goal range.
So I'm here with D-line coach Leroy Glover. He's giving the calls right now to the defensive line. We're going to find out what he's calling. Coach Glover, what are you calling for them?
Boundary E. We're trying to get a game on the weak side over here.
So he's trying to get a game, a pass rush game, meaning the defensive linemen on the weak side towards the sideline are trying to run a stunt on the left side of the offensive line.
Pretty impressive when your D-line coach went to 6 straight Pro Bowls and is on the all-decade team in the NFL. Leroy Glover, the D-line coach for St. Louis. This place is roaring. Battlehawks defense trying to make a statement. We'll take a short break and come back after the Michigan timeout. Don't go. Left to right, Leroy Glover, Anthony Beck in the middle, and Donnie Abraham, the defensive coordinator for St. Louis, as their defense is trying to get off the field here. A 3rd and 17 for Michigan. Awesome fan support here in St. Louis. Bryce Perkins on 3rd and 17. Just going to have to check down to Towell. Makes the first man miss, and he gives them an opportunity for a think about here, either a long field goal attempt or a 4th and manageable.
Oh, and head coach Anthony Beck, right before that play, turned to Leroy Glover and said, hey, do we have somebody on the back? Yeah, I try to dump it down, just get in field goal range. They didn't have anybody on Towell there.
4th and 3. After 14 yards on that 3rd and 17. Here's Perkins on 4th down. Gets it out quickly and fighting for that line to gain is Malik Turner. Let's see where they mark it.
Boy, what a catch by Turner in traffic. That's going to be really close. First note I have under Turner on my call sheet is strong hands, and that was it right there in traffic, pulling that down.
By the way, excellent job by Lucas Dennis, who was a tremendous player in college football in the ACC, was a Walter Camp All-American at Boston College, to wrestle back Malik Turner. He had a sack earlier, now he makes this play. Oh, and short by just over 2 inches.
You mentioned it, Dennis, instead of letting him fall forward here, he rips him backwards, and that was the difference. I mean, it is a game of inches, and literally there. Wow. 2.3 inches short.
He's short. He's short. He's short. Let's go.
How about the technology, huh?
Now, that true line technology is sensational.
No chain gangs, no trotting out there and measuring. 2025. It's about time.
Max Duggan. Downfield shot. A little late as he was trying to get it to Blake Jackson. It was covered by Levante Taylor.
At this point in the call sheet, if I'm Phil McGagan, I got to just take the snap and throw it to Hakeem Butler. Just get the ball in his hands.
Hey, wide short, you got split left. F Lasso, same 14 lead. I'm already. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Lasso is going to be in motion. Ja'Cour Pearson's going to come around the quarterback, and you're going to get a run play after the motion.
2nd and 10. As they do run it with Sailors, who carries a few defenders with him. It'll be 3rd and short from the 40-yard line. We're thrilled to have Michigan head coach Mike Nolan joining us on headsets. Joe Tessitore and Jordan Rogers in the booth. What's your read so far on this game, Mike?
Well, obviously it's very close at 6-3, but both defenses are doing a real good job. The offenses are moving the ball, but obviously the score is still not a whole lot. But nonetheless, I think it's look, this could be a very competitive game. There's no chance. Both teams are very similar in the fact that they're both big teams, strong teams, physical teams. I think you got a hell of a ball game myself.
3rd down and 2. Duggan to pass, gets it out of the backfield to Sailors, and Sailors will surge upfield for a first down for St. Louis.
Coach, real quick, I heard you talking to your D-line saying, hey, no time for sexy pass rush moves, right? We got to make sure we stay in our lanes and keep Max Duggan in the pocket. Just talk about the importance of that versus what you're seeing from their quarterback right now.
Well, as you stated, I mean, I think like he's very capable of throwing the ball. He's got a very strong arm. Matter of fact, he's a player that we pursued in the offseason. He just happened to go to St. Louis instead of coming to our place. So we know he's a very good quarterback. He's got a lot of potential to whether it's throw or run the football. But obviously, he beat us on a couple runs, so we wanted to pay close attention to that part of his game.
Here's Sailor straight ahead after he had a 17-yard reception. Now he goes ahead for a 12-yard run. Mike, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for the visit.
Okay, guys.
So St. Louis all of a sudden finds something with Jacob Sailors. That first down that he had. Their last first down prior to that was with 10-13 in the first quarter. It was over 15 minutes without a first down. Let's go down to the field, Sam Acho.
So I'm here with the quarterback coach, Seneca Wallace. Seems like I'll have a rhythm. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing Max starting to get in his bag right now. Right now, hopefully, we might get a little something. We got the box. And now we got Max on the edge. Hopefully, we pick up something positive, and we did.
Oh, I just love hearing that inflection in his voice.
This is part of his game. We all saw it at TCU, and we got to keep it going.
Yep.
Seneca Wallace, longtime NFL quarterback, played a decade, was with the Seahawks, the Browns, the Packers, and now the quarterback coach for Max Duggan, who is in for Manny Wilkins, who suffered a season-ending injury. But listen, that is a great example, and you get such access here of what is happening with the emotion of a position coach watching their player play.
So what are you seeing now, Coach?
Well, I'm seeing man-to-man pressure. We see what they do. We got a shot out here if he stays there, but it looks like 2.
Second and 2.
It's a big play. I mean, that's the stuff we got to do with Max. We got to get the ball out of his hand quick and make it a simplified read. And it's no knock to him, but the more and more he plays, we can open up the playbook.
Awesome. Thank you.
Blake Jackson with the 8-yard reception. Great job, Sam.
Well, Tess, we were talking all week about how he had no reps in practice, right, as a backup quarterback. But this week he has reps, so you're starting to see some of that momentum show.
And, Sam, the deeper the game goes, you would think the better that is.
Correct. Coach, so what do you see on this play?
So on this one, I believe we got a lot going on. We're going to read it. He's going to pull it just like he just did, and now we're going to get a touchdown. Oh!
Or close to it.
Again, we're seeing a sequence of what Max can do. You know what I mean? We understand it. He's multi-talented in a lot of different things, but we got to utilize his talent, and we're doing it on this series. That's the beautiful thing about this game. We're going to put this in.
What's the beautiful thing about this game?
I mean, because guys get opportunities to kind of show what they're able to do. And it's our job to put them in those situations to be successful. And it doesn't matter. Like I told them, you don't have to show anybody anything. Right? You know what I mean? But we're trying to make sure he can do what he can do to be successful in this league.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Coach.
It's a 14-yard run by Duggan, and now they're going to hold this dead. 4 first downs on this drive. They had just 2 on their previous 2 drives, and it will be a timeout called by St. Louis. And I know Aaron Dolan was going through the player props, and Duggan already with 4 rushes for 46 yards, and obviously unique circumstances for a guy who, listen, had all those spectacular moments back in 2022 where he lit up college football, had the miracle run with TCU, all the last-second comeback wins, all the way through the college football
He's looking like that guy right now.
He is now. There's always something a little magical with him when he decides to just do it with his legs, and you're sort of seeing that 2022 TCU version of Max Duggan right now.
I played quarterback, and sometimes for running quarterbacks, when you get 1 or 2 of those, the game starts to slow down. You start to feel in a rhythm. You start to see the pass game better. So those runs definitely giving Max Duggan some confidence here. Let's see if they can punch it in.
First and goal. Sailors, can he get there? Turning the corner. As they are marking him down there with Akeem Dent pushing him out.
Akeem Dent doing a good job creating contact there. It is really close, but that ball in his right hand, I think that's the right call.
Yeah, his ball was in his right hand to the outside of the pylon going out of bounds. So it's second and goal.
Go QB sneak here.
Duggan fighting for it. Sailors trying to help push him, but it goes nowhere. A flag is down. Donovan Mutin was quick to get there.
I got a flag down. I got a flag down.
Inside guy. Just to the left of the center. What's his number?
DOF. We're going to go half the distance, and we're going to replay second down. Okay. Offside defense, half the distance.
Offside defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Replay second down.
Again, this is where it's such a weapon, having a big physical north and south runner at quarterback, as you see just offsides right there from the Michigan defensive front, trying to get in there knowing the quarterback sneak is coming. 15 Willie Reed, so just a zone read. It's going to be to the left. Duggan will have the opportunity to pull it and run right if he gets the right look.
Duggan into the end zone. Max Duggan. The Heisman Trophy runner-up in 2022. On a weekend where we've been celebrating so many of the draft prospects, now NFL players, a guy who was a 7th-round pick of the Chargers and trying to find himself as a pro, now the starting quarterback for St. Louis, and he has 5 runs for 47 yards and now that touchdown to take the lead.
18 taxi. It's a toss play, so they should be tossing it to Sailors to the right. Get a couple pullers with him.
There's the toss. Here's Sailors. And he is short on the conversion attempt.
Boy, going back to the touchdown run. Max Duggan had zone read. This is a confident pull. He's going to be reading this end man on the line of scrimmage. When he crashes, just know that you're not getting brought down with a shoulder tackle. That's the TCU version of Max Duggan, the physical, competent runner. We didn't see a ton of last week. He's looking more like his old self this week so far.
Good job, Mike. Good job, baby.
And we're starting to see him come out of his shell a little bit.
Former 49ers head coach, he said, we're going to have a really competitive game. Aaron Dolan, that's exactly what we have.
Well, guys, you can live bet in this game, and if you're looking at Michigan's next drive result, currently the favorite in this market is -125 for a punt. But so far in the first 3 drives that we've seen, other has cashed, a touchdown has cashed, and a punt has cashed as well. So this is just one of these markets that you can take advantage of for what's going to happen for this next drive for Michigan.
And Aaron, as you cited earlier, the individual player prop play that has already been crushed was the over rushing yards on Max Duggan. He has 47 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown already. He's averaging 9.4 a carry.
Yeah, I'm not sure Vegas remembers watching him at TCU.
Yeah.
That number should have been a little higher, huh?
Absolutely. Here's Malone on the return. Malone catches a seam out to the 33-yard line. Remember, we told you we would see 2 quarterbacks for Michigan today. Even as exceptional as Bryce Perkins has been, he was 11-12 for 102 yards and a passing touchdown. Here's Danny Etling.
That former 7th-round draft pick by New England, won a Super Bowl there. Been with 7 different pro teams. A lot of experience, a little more of a drop-back passer, so the offense will change just slightly with Etling in.
Etling off the mark as he was trying to get it to his tight end, Oaks.
He is sneaky athletic, though. At one point with the Patriots, Bill Belichick switched him over to wide receiver. He never played wide receiver in his career, but He's more of an athlete than maybe he gives off at times, so they can still do the RPOs, the Q reads, but Marcel Belfait definitely mentioned the drop-back passing game is where he excels. A lot more progression reads, full field progressions for Danny Etling.
So athletic that he holds the record with the longest touchdown run in Patriots preseason history. He went for 86 yards. 2nd and 10 as he goes underneath the Sheridan. The 3rd down from there. As you mentioned, he tried to say, hey, I'll try to stick on an NFL roster any way I can. So back in 2019, they moved him over to wide receiver. Now his 2nd year with Michigan was E.J. Perry's backup a year ago, and then took over for a few games before he was injured himself.
Zing, Liz zone, H-tram. Left trigger, zing, Liz zone, H-tram.
Zing, Liz zone, H-tram. On 1, ready?
3rd down and a long 2. Towel. As he is going to be close. We'll see where they mark it here. Maybe just a football short as Phil Hoskins made the tackle.
Yeah, Phil Hoskins did a great job in there. Another.
Oh, they are saying a first down based on that mark, Jordan.
Well, these UFL rosters are littered with day 3 draft picks, right? Those guys that are 5th, 6th, 7th round get a little bit of an opportunity in the NFL, but don't get much game experience. Get a chance to come here, get some experience, and try to get that 2nd or 3rd opportunity in the NFL.
Etling play action on first down is going to take a shot downfield, but it's beyond COC Mariner.
It was a great route by COC Mariner. You know, after the Marcus Sims trade, he became the #1 guy. Little slant and go that time, had a step. Etling just a little too far. Stick slant, so you got stick, which is a little hitch and a flat on one side and slants on the other side.
Oh, little miscommunication. Danny Etling knew it right away as he was pointing to the outside receiver for his positioning and didn't like what he saw. So walk on over to Mike Nolan and talk things over.
2nd down. Let's go. 2nd down. Let's go.
Was it Rex Trigg or was it Rex?
Yeah, it's Rex Trigg. That's what I called.
Okay.
See Bryce Perkins on the sideline. Sam?
So I'm here with Leroy Glover. So, Coach, is there a difference between the quarterbacks when you watch these 2 different quarterbacks out there?
Yeah, there is a difference. They're both pretty good athletes. They both have very good arms, but obviously 3 is a better runner. Right now, hopefully H, H's doing some good things as well, but we just have to be cautious and keep them in the pocket. And when we have an opportunity to sack them, we got to get them on the ground.
What do you tell your defensive linemen in situations like these?
Know where the quarterback is, know the down and distance, alert the hard count, and if you get a chance to sack him, make it count, get him on the ground.
Talking about alerting the hard count.
False start on
Looks
60.
like could be an offsides or
number 60.
They call a false start.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that hard count that he's talking about, in situations like these, a 2nd and 10 or 2nd and long, out of a timeout, that hard count, the clock's not running. So defensive linemen, they got to know you can't just go on the first down.
Empty. Ricky snare snap on turbo. Ready?
2nd and 15. After the penalty on Michigan. Danny Etling, his first series as the quarterback, replacing Bryce Perkins. This was expected. Perkins played really well earlier, and he just tries to make the most of it and nearly had it picked off as Quinterio Cole had it right in his hands, and thus the reaction by Anthony Beck.
Yeah, a great job by Travis Feeney rushing on the left side of Danny Etling. Watch this pass rush. He's going to fall to a knee. He's going to circle back and be right there when Etling steps up. Etling just trying to make something happen. It's so dangerous. It should have been picked off, and Quinterio Cole would still be running.
There's the True Vision chest cam on Willie Harvey. 3rd and 15. Etling trying to direct traffic, and then is able to dump it down to Nacua. And Nacua tight-roping the sideline and still fighting his way inside the 15-yard line. How about that on 3rd and 15?
Every time Samson Nacua touches the ball, something big happens. Let's watch the sideline here to see if he did tightrope or that right foot. I don't know. That is a heck of a job. Great balance. Sure, Dean's looking at it right now in the Verizon Command Center. But like I was saying, Samson Nacua doesn't touch the ball often, but it seems like every time he does, it's a big play.
St. Louis 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there. Right foot is out of bounds at the 44.
Oh, he's out at the, say that again, at
the St. Louis 44-yard line going in.
Okay, 44-yard line. Now, are we good with the 2-minute warning?
1st and 10, and we're good at the 2-minute warning. We're not doing anything with the clock. Yep.
Down and 10 at the 44. When you said going turbo, I thought you wanted to.
So you heard Dean Blandino to Verizon Command Center. It will be a 1st down for Michigan, but they bring it back to the 44-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning. Michigan's on the hunt, trailing by 3 here on the road in St. Louis.
May be featured by ESPN. Call now.
Upper left-hand corner, you see St. Louis linebacker Willie Harvey. Bottom left-hand corner, you see the view from his chest. That's the True Vision chest cam. And then, of course, it's the Michigan offense trying to get something here in the last 2 minutes before halftime, trailing 9-6. Danny Etling, the quarterback for Michigan. Etling, quick strike, and flag is down as he was looking to connect with Malik Turner.
Illegal man downfield, 69, Michigan.
I have the same thing. Illegal man downfield, number 69, Michigan.
Ineligible player downfield, number 69. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Meanwhile, Don Davenport is with the starting quarterback, Bryce Perkins, who had a sensational 1st half tonight.
Yes, sensational 1st half. How tough is it to be in rhythm and then have to sit here and watch?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the league, man. It's a league opportunity, so we knew when we were coming in, that's what we were going to do. So you just do a great job of, when your number's called, try to get your ops and try to get out there and make plays and go about it like that. So you can control what you control, man. You know, no matter who's out there, man, we got a great plan. So let's go ahead and put some points on the board here.
All right, you heard the play call. You have it in your helmet. What was called there? What are you kind of seeing here?
Okay, I didn't hear that one because
we were talking. Next play. I'm going to let you listen. Here we are, yeah, 1:53 to go in this 1st half. Bryce Perkins started the game. Danny Etling, this was the plan all along, too, that Danny Etling would take over in this quarter. All right, play call, and let's let you watch this kind of play out. Tell me what you see and what you hear.
So it's going to be a Lexi trade. That's the play call. Lynch chip, pinch out, getting it back to Chip on the way out. We have we had a crosser, you know, quarters read. We're trying to beat that safety over the top of the playing quarters. Other than that, you know, we're reading crosser and single high down to the hook defender for the shallow and the basic runner. So we're trying to high-low that. If it doesn't pop open, if it's man, give it a shot and let it ride.
False start. Number 77. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Okay, with the quarter that you did play, what have you seen from this defense?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to do a couple of different things, man. They're trying to really trap those options. And they're playing zone on the front side. They're locking the backside, playing man. They're doing a good job of trying to get some pressure. But I think we're handling it pretty well. And, you know, making the plays. The guys are doing a great job, so got to keep it rolling.
Thanks, Bryce.
2nd and 20, Etling, and that ball is intercepted by Cameron Kelly. And Kelly with a heck of a return all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Boy, he's just going to have an in route, a vertical and an in route by Mariner right here, crumbing across his face. Just gets a little spooked by the mess in front of him. Cole Cabral, right guard, kind of in his face. Let that one sail and right into the arms of Cameron Kelly. And that's what this Battlehawks team has needed. A big turnover. None of it went their way last week. Bunch of turnovers, bunch of big plays, got them in a hole. And now finally they get one in their favor.
Duggan off the turnover, and Max Duggan gets it complete to Sutherland. Jake Sutherland, and now, just like you said, a flag is down, but you just sense it with Max Duggan, his comfort all of a sudden.
Well, these are the plays last week that he held onto the ball too long and took sacks, right? 6 sacks last week. This time, ball came out on time in rhythm. To Jake Sutherland, their big tight end.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 97. Defense, high hit to the pass. That penalty will be enforced to the 2-yard line, automatic. First down.
That's going to be Rondell Carter rushing right in front of you right there. He's going to get his hand up around the shoulder pad, around the neck of Max Duggan.
First and goal. The interception. The big reception. The penalty. And now this. Sailors hesitates for a moment, tried to get to the corner, but he is run down and tracked down by Michigan.
You know, we still have not seen Hakeem Butler get a catch. He's 6'5", 220 pounds. He's in man coverage down here. On a second down, it might be worth it just throw him up on him, right? One of the best jump ball guys in the entire league. They're going to put a corner one-on-one.
Hey, short to gun, double right, close, 12 power, alert Z fine, don't worry.
So 12 power, that's going to be a run that can alert it. There's too many guys around the box.
Here we go, go get him, here we go.
Well, they're going to run it.
Sailors tripped up and taken down. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Got a flag down. Looks like it's going to be a false start.
We have an illegal shift that should stop the clock.
So you had a false start?
Yes.
Okay. So false start prior to the snap, false start. Okay, what number did you have?
Number 2 is
still moving. So we're going to have an option here for a 10-second subtraction. Number 2 is still moving. 2 players. Coaches may want to burn this one, or he may run it.
No, I don't.
The clock good.
Do not want to call a timeout to
Okay, so if they want the 10-second over there, we're good.
Clock won't start till a snap, correct?
No,
Would like the 10-second runoff.
He would.
He wants the runoff.
Yes.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 2. Offense, 2 players did not come set prior.
Yeah, we'll watch Frank Darby here, because Jake Sutherland, the tight end, is going to be getting set. They're both moving at the same time, so he's going to come to a stop for a moment before that ball is snapped. He doesn't, so easy call for the refs there. This is where I'd love to see them target big Hakeem Nicks, 6'5", in the slot right here. Now they're splitting him out wide. One-on-one coverage.
2nd and goal. Duggan. And he makes his way through. It's another touchdown for Max Duggan.
Day from last week to this week for Max Duggan. Playing like the Heisman runner-up that he was just a few years ago at TCU.
It's a 2-point conversion attempt for Duggan, and St. Louis drives the ball to the end zone and gets it to Jake Sutherland. Max Duggan, a week ago in relief of Wilkins, had 2 interceptions and was sacked 6 times. Now he's given his team this strong first half.
Yeah, and it was set up by the bad decision by Danny Etling stepping up and letting this ball sail. Got the interception, set up good field position, and then it was the bread and butter for St. Louis, giving Max Duggan the ball, letting him use his speed and physicality. And this is what we haven't seen a ton of, the accuracy in the quick game for Duggan. Great ball there, low and outside
Good job, baby.
for the conversion.
Good job, baby.
So I'm with Cam Kelly. He just got the pick, but he's also on kickoff. Cam, how you feeling?
Man, I feel great, man. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to help my team win.
Yes,
I
sir.
love you, Kinsley. I love you, Christian. I love you, Mama.
That's called sacrifice. So he just got the pick, led his team to points, and now he's like, I got to go. I'm on the kickoff return team.
And you got to get off the field.
I did. I got to go on the other sideline. Hopefully they don't hate me over here.
Nah, nobody's messing with you, Acho. Back up. 17-6. St. Louis, after all the disruption with the horrible injury Manny Wilkins suffered, the torn Achilles, their starting quarterback and leader. Now Malone, he is taken down. It's funny how all of a sudden you get a good defensive play, you get good offensive play, and the special teams unit and coverage is fired up as well.
Well, and as a coach, sometimes you're tied to those decisions that you make before the game, right? The plan for head coach Mike Nolan was to play both quarterbacks, but Bryce Perkins had the hot hand. 11 for 12, had this offense rolling. Lets Danny Etling come in to get the turnover. That changed the game so far, but Bryce Perkins back in the game. Let's see if he can pick up right where he left off. Oh, or take a knee. Go to the second half.
11 of 12, 102 yards, and the touchdown for Perkins, and then Etling 2 of 7, and that costly interception. That Defenders Renegades game you see listed at the top of your screen tomorrow. That's a big one at noon. Remember, the top 2 teams in each conference make the playoffs, and St. Louis is trying to stay in the hunt as they're 2-2. They could really use this big win with a new quarterback in Max Duggan, who came alive there before halftime. 2 touchdown runs for Max Duggan. Sam?
Here with head coach Anthony Becht. Coach Becht, what are you seeing so far in this half that has had your team have the lead?
You know, for us to be good, we have to play well as a team. I got receivers blocking on the perimeter. I got guys pulling.
That hurt them.
I imagine there was, Dawn. Time to clean things up as Bryce Perkins awaits his opportunity, but St. Louis is going to have the ball to start this second half with an 11-point lead.
And we heard Anthony Becht in the halftime locker room saying how important this first drive is, right? Put your foot on their throat, get down here, score a touchdown, blow this game wide open. St. Louis realizes this. It's not a must win, but it's about as close as you can get here early in the season, sitting at 2-2 with 2 3-1 teams ahead of you in the conference.
He referenced the first 2 weeks of the season, when they defeated Houston and they defeated San Antonio. Then the loss to DC. DC's a good team this year. The loss at Arlington. Arlington's a good team this year, but of course you lose your starting quarterback to a torn Achilles. Here's Jennings Jr. on the return as he wiggles his way to the 26-yard line. And Max Duggan, who a week ago had to come in for Wilkins, threw interceptions, was sacked 6 times. Now he goes out there and he runs the ball for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns in that first half.
Yeah, just looks so much more comfortable. And I think offensive coordinator Phil McGagan did a good job doing his homework this week. Talked to Garrett Riley, his former offensive coordinator at TCU. Went back and watched some TCU film to put some things in that he's more comfortable with. And it looks night and day last week to this week for Max Duggan.
We're good. Wide 80. Right side.
Howard run the ball on the first play of the second half and just get a yard.
11 speed. Bunch right, pass 12 duo, X pylon. Bunch right, pass 12 duo, X pylon.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, bunch right, pass 12 duo, X pylon. Don't worry.
Play action pass here. Here's the X receiver. I think they're going to try to get Gary Jennings involved.
There it is, just like you said. Duggan was pressured as he launches it downfield. There was so much contact downfield between Gary Jennings and Adonis Alexander. They were wrestling
Number
way
19
back into position.
Pass interference defense, number 19. We'll go till 15 here.
Pass interference, number 19. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Oh, it's Kenny Willekes on the left side rushing. It's going to cause Max Duggan to kind of drift a little bit here, to buy some time to get away from him, not able to get as much as he wanted on that ball, and that's always tough for a DB. I mean, you're in great position, but it's an underthrown ball. Oh, Gary Jennings kind of pulled it down a little bit too there.
Challenging that was offensive pass interference, not
rather than defensive pass interference. Okay. Michigan is challenging the ruling on the field that there was offensive pass interference instead of defensive pass interference. Previous play is under review.
Mike, the Verizon Command Center. Let's listen in.
Is he challenging that it's not defensive pass interference, or he's challenging that it's OPI? You can't get both. So if we make it OPI, it's an offset.
Oh, Coach, are you challenging that it's offensive pass interference or not defensive pass interference?
I do not see it as defensive.
Okay,
right?
you don't see it as defense?
I do not see it as defense. Oh, so I can just leave it
so
at that.
He's not
I
giving
OPI. I see it as offensive pass interference.
It's offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference.
Dean, you have that? Offensive?
Okay, so the best he can do is an offset.
Win that the best. So best we're going to do is offset potentially here, right?
That's correct.
So we are going to challenge the offensive pass interference. Yeah, we're going to go with the offensive pass. Yeah, we're trying.
All right, he's the defender's not playing the ball. He plays into the receiver. At that point, the receiver's just knocked over and he's holding on for dear life. There's no OPI here. I'm gonna go to my high left. When the defender initiates the contact, you can see he's got both arms around him. Now the receiver's falling. He just has his arm on him. It's not OPI. All right, Mike, after further review, the ruling on the field stands. We have DPI, we have no OPI. Lose the challenge, charge the timeout.
After review, there is no offensive pass interference. Michigan is charged a timeout and will have no remaining super challenges for the remainder of the game. It's first down, St. Louis.
What? Hey, Dean, Joe Tessitore here. I want to ask you a question. Why is the burden on Mike Nolan to specifically tell you the answer to that question of what he's challenging, whether it's, you're saying, no, it's not DPI or it is OPI?
And we've said this, it's a great question. We've said this when we added this coach's challenge. You have to be very specific. Is it defensive pass interference? We don't think so. Because if you say we'll open it up to everything, then I got to go look at, did the left tackle hold? Was there a hands to the face somewhere else? You either say it wasn't defensive pass interference or you think it was OPI, offensive pass interference. You can't have it both. You've got to be very specific. And one of just kind of the nuances of this rule where you can challenge any officiating decision.
All right, fair. Very well. Dean, thank you so much. So Michigan loses a timeout with the failed challenge. That is marked, by the way, with the red hash you see. You'll see it under St. Louis's name on the scoreboard, is still having the challenge. As this is Jackson as he gets it to midfield.
And that's why it's so dangerous to challenge a play like that in the third quarter, because you lose that challenge, which is so important at the end of a game, right? Because if there's a big play towards the end of the game where you lose, or a big play that's going to set you up to lose, to be able to challenge that and find a penalty to negate that is such a valuable weapon. So you have to be 100% sure if you're challenging something this early in the second half.
And there is the rule that we're citing in terms of why they lose the challenge. And here is Duggan again. Would you look at the game he is having with the quarterback run?
Just watch Kenny Willekes right here. He cannot crash down on this running back. You got to stay wide here and know that Max Duggan is the biggest weapon that this offense has right now. Force him to hand it off. Let the interior defensive line take over. But continually, this Michigan defense is giving Max Duggan that pull read and leaving nobody on the outside to account for him.
Jordan, he's averaging 10 yards a carry.
I'd let him hand it off right now. I know that's crazy because Jacob Sailors is a really good player, as you see right here.
9-yard run by Sailors.
But you have to keep contained against Max Duggan. You can't give him an easy read and green grass.
I'm with offensive line coach Mark Colombo. Coach Colombo, you had some excitement on the last play. What'd you see?
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback's making really good decisions right now. So some of these plays are designed to pull the ball, and he did a really good job on that one.
What are you telling your offensive line as he's putting his body on the line?
Yeah, they just got to keep coming off the ball, keep protecting him, and they're doing a good job of that right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Mark Colombo, who was an outstanding NFL offensive lineman. To the end zone he goes. And it's incomplete, looking for Pearson. Covered by Alexander. Flag is down to 35.
Incomplete pass. Incomplete.
Crystal. Number 5.
Just on the...
Hit him to the helmet. Number 5, 15 yards, first down. Roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 5. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's Frank Ginda, who was the USFL Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're saying he just came in too high, hitting Duggan around, making contact to the helmet. It's a really easy call for officials. They're going to protect the shoulder and neck and head area of every quarterback.
Penalties and turnovers, just some sloppy things with Michigan tonight that need to clean up. Their 8th penalty, Jordan, for 68 yards. First down, Duggan again, trying to get to the outside. Can he turn the corner? He's pushed out at about the 8. It was Ron Stone Jr. who was pursuing Max Duggan.
Who's in the game at back?
And this is what I was talking about. It's a really good job backside of just staying home and not letting Max Duggan get free access. Watch Ron Stone right here. Instead of crashing down, he's just going to slow play this and not give Duggan the angle to get around the corner. Much better job of keeping contained and not crashing down on the running back.
Of course, Ron Stone Jr.'s father, big Ron Stone, the 15-year NFL veteran, one of the best offensive linemen of his generation. Here is Darby. And he is met as Michigan was there defensively right at the line of scrimmage.
All right, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we're down here. It's 3rd down. We're in the red zone.
Kill Debbie. Empty right hack, 50 story. Why Reed kills Debbie.
He's been targeted 2 times, and he doesn't have a catch.
50 story. Why Reed killed Debbie. All right.
He's big 88. You see him coming to the bottom of your screen. Third and 7. Duggan gets it out into space quickly. And Pearson can't get anywhere. He is wrapped up immediately that time by Whitehead.
Good job.
That's a big stop by this Michigan defense after a really good opening drive.
And that sends Rodrigo Blankenship, who was the Lou Groza Award winner in 2019 as the best kicker in college football when he played for Georgia, was in the NFL. The way he's kicking right now this season, he may be back there come the fall. This from 28. And the Rod squad will cheer for that. 9-play drive capped by the field goal. 20-6, St. Louis on top.
Head coach, you guys talked for a long time during this break. What did he say to you?
Yeah, we're just talking through how to adjust some of our coverages to what they're doing. There were really multiple offense. They're a heck of an offense. They do a lot of really good things. So trying to change up the way that we play some of their different formations. Yeah, just trying to change up a little bit.
Okay, let's talk about this stop. Yeah. Show it to me on this iPad here on the sideline.
Stop. We're in a man pressure here. Really trying to. The quarterback's beating us with his legs right now, so trying to occupy him with some more people. Our Ked out here on the perimeter does an excellent job of getting off the block. We're in man, so screen's not ideal, but he does an excellent job, and our D-line does a great job running down there too. Even if he didn't miss it, we got extra people there. So it's really good execution by the players on that one. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, Dawn. The Dome at America's Center. And we said this is the kind of game that St. Louis needs. A team that came in with a loaded roster, a lot of high hopes. Then they lose their starting quarterback to a season-ending injury. They're sitting there in a conference that's very difficult right now with who's on top. And if they can get to 3-2, it's going to help their cause. Malone, as they fake the trick play on the kickoff, and then he makes it out to the 25-yard line. Hey, the NBA playoffs continue with 2 more Game 4s Sunday afternoon. Pistons hosting the Knicks. Lakers taking on the Timberwolves. Countdown crew will get everything going at 12:30 Eastern. At high noon, I'm watching the UFL. Then we'll get a little double screen if you want for the NBA.
Yeah, oblong ball and then the round ball. Sounds like a good Sunday.
Beautiful night here in St. Louis. As McCrary loses about 3 yards that time. Travis Feeney with the tackle for loss. And at the end of that play, Austin Fallu is reaching for his leg, and he is one of their better defensive players.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Austin was right in on that tackle, got kind of rolled up. This is the #2 rushing offense in the UFL, but they've been stymied so far from the St. Louis front 7, anchored by Austin Fallu. Not a good sight to see him down on the ground right now.
He's a player that Donnie Abraham, their defensive coordinator, was telling us has been so outstanding this year, so stout against the run, his ability to make tackle for loss. And really, I mean, we had a great conversation with Donnie about him. He said, we really can't ask for more out of him. And now you see the concern with the players and coaches, everybody taking a knee as Fallu is being attended to by the medical staff.
Well, and he did such a good job getting his body back in shape. He was a little overweight last year. Not quite the same player that finished the 2 regular season games with the Seattle Seahawks before he was signed to the Battlehawks, but in great form this year, playing at a level as one of the best in the UFL. And good to see him up and walking off, but definitely a limp and with some assistance.
Our story with Michigan as they're on offense now is that Bryce Perkins had things rolling. They planned on giving Danny Etling time as he's back from concussion after 2 weeks. It was the costly interception that he threw, and thus the 14-point deficit now that Bryce Perkins is trying to pull them back from. Here's Perkins on 2nd down. And Perkins utilizing his legs as he works his way out towards about the 34-yard line.
It's a pool. It's a pool.
It's not. It's a half a yard.
It's a half a yard.
It's a half a yard.
About the length of a football.
Oh, we're not hearing.
Hawk 0. Even Hawk 0. Even Hawk 0.
And just the push from McCrary as Perkins falls forward. And that's a 1st down for Michigan.
But on that previous play, you just see the experience from Mike Nolan's quarterback Bryce Perkins adjusting the protection at the line of scrimmage and scrambling, using his legs. It's a guy that started a game in the NFL for Sean McVay and the Rams just a couple years ago.
For his first NFL touchdown pass in November of 2022 against the Chiefs. Nate McCrary with a good run.
And where was that run? Right where Austin Fallu used to line up.
If you take away the 325-pound defensive tackle, things get easier. And now some tempo as it's 2nd and short. They'll go back to the ground, and McCrary will move the chains as he's out to midfield, to your point, Jordan.
And this is the difference, right? You have a game wrecker now that's not on the field, a guy like Austin Fallu. Michigan couldn't run the ball between the tackles in the first half at all, and now you're starting to see some push. This is when they get really dangerous, when the run game gets going downhill, the RPOs, the play actions.
That's the True Vision chest cam on St. Louis linebacker Willie Harvey. You see the player and you see his view. Perkins as he gets it complete to Turner, and Turner can't get any further than that, 46-yard line.
I mean, I'd throw the ball opposite of Harvey as well. He had the pick 6 last week. I mean, he's played at such a high level. As you still see that True Vision chest camera.
He had the play of the game against Arlington. Third quarter pick 6, cut it to a 1-point game.
Back right. That's right. You got it. Keep it.
Second and 6. Quickly getting it out to the tight end, Hicatini. And it'll be another first down for Michigan on a drive that you just have the sense they really need.
Yeah, when we talked about Harvey, he's got this tight end. Tight end's going to go to the other side, and he's got his eyes in the backfield, so nobody there responsible for Hicatini. Great little play design by Marcel Belfay.
By the way, Bryce Perkins is 13 of 14. Tawa, as he is met and then falls ahead just inside the 30-yard line. He was met by Willie Harvey in that chest cam, that True Vision chest cam that Harvey wears.
Lexi, Nasty, Ray, slant stick switch.
Let's go. Hey, Lexi, Nasty, Ray, slant stick switch. What's up, Ray? Ray? Yeah, you're right there.
Play inside if you want it.
Perkins just hooks up over the middle. About a half a yard short of the sticks is Mariner.
And here comes the tempo again.
Hey, let's run. Here we go. Let's run.
Third and 1. Tawa able to shed that first would-be tackler, and it's a first down for Michigan. He got through the attempt of the tackle by Travis Feeney.
Yeah, this is the drive that Michigan needed, right? This is what we're used to seeing with Bryce Perkins, the efficiency, the accuracy through the air. Now that Austin Falu's out of there, this run game's going.
11th play of the drive coming up for Michigan. Trailing by 14, but Bryce Perkins has been handling things well. Perkins gets it out to McCrary, and he's ridden out at the 20. Donnie Abraham, the defensive coordinator for St. Louis.
Flex 53 J to just. Flex 53 J to just.
Former NFL Pro Bowler. They call him Donnie Dungy because of his demeanor like Tony Dungy. Second and 8. Play action. Perkins to the end zone. Got it. Malik Turner comes up big, and Bryce Perkins is having himself a game.
Boy, there was the answer that Michigan needed. All right, St. Louis controlled this game, ended the first half with an emphasis, started the second half fast. Michigan had to answer, and they did.
Hey, lock this basic. Right to Zorro, Rick, Z-12, give me a spin return. What's up, ready?
Going for 2. Perkins back of the end zone, and hauling it in is Hicatini. And Bryce Perkins, he is 16 of 17 for 146 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and now that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, watch this concept. It's going to be a curl, and then you're going to get Mariner on the wheel, and that's going to put Miles Jones in a bind right now. He's got deep third, but he's going to keep his eyes in the backfield. as he's watching this curl route, and Perkins does a great job of staring the curl down and then throwing that wheel with anticipation right on the money, and Jones just a little late reacting.
A 75-yard drive that lasted 12 plays. That's the longest for either team. Hicatini, the tight end, back in the end zone with the conversion. And Bryce Perkins has now pulled Michigan to within 6. We've got a good one here in the UFL from St. Louis.
And it was a curl wheel, and I just got lost, and Perk found me in the back of the end zone.
He give you a hard time about that switch?
He might not. He's a good team player. He's cool. He's cool. We're good.
Nice job. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks.
Yeah, going back to this touchdown, I love hearing that little insight that Malik switched positions with Sampson. What a great answer from Michigan.
Jennings on the return for St. Louis. He was just upended short of the 20. And Jordan, let's look at our game flow brought to you by Progressive.
Yeah, after struggling last week, coming in for injured Manny Wilkins, Max Duggan has looked like the Max Duggan of old, using his legs, such a powerful north and south runner. His decision-making in these read options has been perfect. When he's had a lane, he's taken it, he's trusted his legs, and that's been the difference for St. Louis. The legs at 14, and what a way to respond. Making his first start since the national championship a couple years ago.
Hey, here we go. Bring her hot.
Looking like he hasn't missed a beat.
Sailors on the carry. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of folks who's sat around, watched the NFL draft, and now dialing up some UFL football. So whatever happened to Max Duggan? He was the Heisman runner-up. This is what happened to him. He's sitting here with an opportunity to star, and he's starring all of a sudden. 73 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. Manny Wilkins was the starting quarterback, tore his Achilles.
15 Willie, Rocco, Estelle, don't worry.
So it's going to be a play action.
Zach, here we go. Set up. Wide 80. That's it.
Play action. Duggan with a man in his face as he gets it down to his tight end, Sutherland. But it's going to be third and about 9 yards. Tackled by Garrett Marino.
Duggan he's taking some hits, running the football and a bunch as a passer in the pocket.
Okay, empty left, 51 markers on Einstein. Ready? Here we go. Let's go. Get set. Einstein. Set up. Wide 80. Einstein. Here we go. We're good. Turbo set.
Third down. Duggan is sacked. Great job up front, and especially Frank Ginda coming in.
Yeah, Frank Ginda on a little bit of a game. This is what Mike Nolan said. I want to add an extra guy. There's the extra guy, and he's going to loop around the corner here as Duggan is trying to get the ball to Hakeem Butler right over the middle. He's about to pull the trigger, and Ginda was just all over him. That's what Mike Nolan said. Look, we don't want him to be able to sit in his pocket and have big passing lanes, so he's been rushing with 5 guys, adding Frank Ginda to the attack there at the line of scrimmage, forcing these offensive linemen to block man on man.
Offrichter had a good punt in the first half. See if he can turn this one over. He drives it right between the numbers, where it's fielded by Malone. And with that, Malone's going to have a chance for a decent return. The coverage unit was waiting on him. But the defense did their job for Michigan, and now the offense has a chance to take the field, only trailing by 6. Sunday Night Baseball, Phillies and Cubs, and coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown. By the way, Cards had an afternoon victory here in St. Louis. Earlier this morning, the whole city was shut down with the St. Louis Marathon, and now some UFL football.
I went and saw the Cardinals game last night.
How was that?
Got to the hotel.
What did you eat?
Realized, well, I had a glizzy and watched the game, you know. Actually had 2. A couple hot dogs, extra onions, just for you.
I'm not complaining about the onions.
That's a great environment, man.
No, listen, if you haven't been, the whole area around Busch Stadium is spectacular for the fan experience. Good field position for Michigan, trailing by 6. McCrary Not finding anything at all. Lost 1.5 yards. Final half minute here of this third quarter. Marcel Belfay. Listen, I know the plan has been to play both quarterbacks. But as we head to this fourth quarter, Perkins is 16 of 17, 146 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, throw that plan out the window. This is Bryce Perkins' game, and I feel like it should be his team moving forward. He's played at such a high level, really the last 3 weeks, counting today.
Former LA Ram, former University of Virginia star, and his team,
which was finish the football game. It's nice to get a lead coming out of the half. Thought we played really well. We're not getting a lot of opportunities on offense, so we got to make sure we take advantage of it. Really want to come out. We had a nice drive to start the half. We got to execute in the red zone. We got to get a score there. We get the field goal, which is good, but our defense has to come up big now. It's a chance for us to close out the game in the fourth quarter. We haven't been able to do that the last 2 weeks when we've had opportunities to at least get the tie or maybe take the lead. So now we have the lead. Guys got to step up and dig deep.
Yeah, and Coach, defensively, what do you need to do specifically to slow down Perkins or make him uncomfortable?
Yeah, well, you saw the last play, okay? Hoskins gets off, sheds, pushes a guy back. We need more disruption at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Perkins on second down. And wide open is Mariner. Mariner breaks free. Coach Beck, we heard you grunt. I'm going to let you get back to work.
All right, guys.
Just another big-time throw. It's going to get cover 2 to the field. The corner just doesn't sink enough. The safety's too far inside. That's what you call a honey hole shot by Perkins, and it was perfect.
45-yard reception by Siosi Mariner. And Perkins has been awesome for Michigan tonight. Tawa, he is stacked up. But Bryce Perkins is 17 of 18 passing tonight.
Tell you what, there's some NFL teams watching this going, I know we just drafted somebody in the 6th or 7th round, but this kid has started games.
Listen.
He's been in the NFL, and he's still playing at a high level.
Listen, we know this, okay? He is a matured, seasoned pro, Bryce Perkins. Bryce Perkins himself would tell you he's better now, more experienced now, more matured now, more of a leader now than the guy that was playing in the NFL. And forget about the young kids who still have to climb the mountain who got drafted today. Tawa, straight ahead, he's met at the 5-yard line.
But there's just a difference with this Michigan offensive line, their ability to create push without Austin Falu in the game. And I asked Coach Beck about it. Phil Hoskins made a great play in there, but right now, they're just not able to hold up in the interior, and that run game is gutting them.
Third and 3 from the 5-yard line. Tawa off the left side, getting that leg drive and right in. Touchdown, Michigan.
Tawa has been running like a man on a mission. Face mask getting pulled, 2 or 3 guys draped on him. I wrote it down watching film this week. He's a guy that just runs angry.
And now the conversion attempt, the 1-point conversion attempt to break this tie. 20-20 here in the fourth quarter as it stands right now. Nate McCrary, and Michigan rolls all the way back.
Well, I watched the block here by left guard Jacob Burton, number 73, just plowing the way for Nate McCrary. And Michigan started the half down 2 scores. Now with the conversion, they are up, and this game has flipped here in St. Louis.
We got another over in the UFL.
That we did.
It was 37 and a hook, and they blasted past it with what Michigan was able to just do. You see the scene here at the Dome at America's Center. Over 30,000 out tonight to see the Battlehawks. Blake Jackson, as Jackson gets it out to the 33-yard line. Max Duggan, he got the start tonight as Manny Wilkins is out for the remainder of the season with a torn Achilles. And Duggan has been at his best on the ground, 73 yards rushing.
Yeah, think about what's going through his mind.
Gun trips left, same 14 lead. Kill, Springer Cold, already.
As you hear the play call there, a guy that was on top of the college football world, out of the NFL 2 years, now fighting for that opportunity, making his first career start in a tight one here in the fourth quarter.
Let's go, Springer Cold, Springer Cold, Springer Cold.
Cold's going to be to the left here.
And that is where Sailors goes, but he was tracked well by the Panthers front.
That's what I love about
Whitehead
football.
filling it in.
We're a bunch of simple human beings. Cold has an L in it, going to the left. Warm has an R in it, going to the right. Pretty easy way to give out directions there from the line of scrimmage without just saying left or right.
Here we go. Hey, gun, double left, 300 jet, Dragon, Lion, X pump, already.
Dragon Lion is going to be slants and a slant flat. I think they're going to have a double move to Hakeem Butler on a slant and go at the top of your screen.
Wide 80, right set.
2nd and 9. There is the slant. There is the go. There is the target. And here goes Hakeem Butler. DJ Miller fell down, and big Hakeem Butler delivers. You nailed that, Jordan Rogers. A 67-yard touchdown reception as the Battlehawks retake the lead.
And the first reception of the game for Hakeem Butler, the offensive player of the year last year in the UFL. A guy they wanted to get going, just haven't been able to get going so far in this game. And finally, that big play they've been waiting for.
Hey, back to gun, south right, face Lincoln, 40 paint, don't worry.
This will be a 2-point conversion. UFL, of course, 1, 2, or 3-point conversion. 2-point comes from the 5-yard line. Duggan, a lot of traffic as he gives it to Sailors, who is wrapped up and taken down. So it'll be a 5-point lead for St. Louis.
And it was a great job by Max Duggan to seeing this safety. If he stays inside, you got the one-on-one on the outside. He does, so nobody over the top for Hakeem Butler. Just throw it up and let your guy go make a play on the double move. You see DJ Miller fall in there on the double move. A wide open Hakeem Butler, and welcome back to the UFL. It was actually good coverage initially by Miller before he fell. You just can't make a mistake going up against 88.
Hakeem Butler, who was a 4th-round draft pick by the Arizona Cardinals back in 2019. Was on a lot of All-American teams when he was a star at Iowa State. As he's back after a week 1 hamstring injury, and he makes a massive difference. Take it away, Sam.
Hey, so I'm with Hakeem Butler. You've been saying, hey, I told y'all. What did you tell your teammates?
Oh, I mean, I've been out 3 weeks. Told them I was just a dog ready to get off the leash. Coach let me off. He said in the headset, just give him a chance. So thankful for Max and Coach. Sean, Eric, boys got me back right.
First catch, first touchdown. What message does that send to the defenses that you play?
I mean, this defense already know. We got 1 shot on the first play. Everybody been having 9 in the box all week. Now these motherfuckers want to start driving safeties on my side. Like, they know I'm dangerous. They still scared.
Thanks so much, Hakeem.
Appreciate it. Love y'all, family. Alex, get healthy. I love you. Amber, Khalil, I love you. Love all my brothers. Thank you.
Now, how about Max Duggan? You know, you watch Max Duggan earlier in this game, and you say, man, I don't know he's going to be able to pass the ball that well here in this game. And all of a sudden, just the confidence grows. Got those #1 reps this week, and it's paying off as the game goes along.
Yeah, 9 of 12 for 124 yards, also 73 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He was 8 of 17 through the air last week. Really struggled. Again, looking like a completely different player with some practice reps under his belt.
Perkins cross field as he looks to Malik Turner. We want to apologize for the offensive language in the last interview with Hakeem Butler. The game summary to this point, we just had our 4th lead change, and it came by way of a 67-yard touchdown reception by Butler. St. Louis, you know, they came in with this loaded roster. They've suffered injuries. They've never lost 3 games in a row. And they're sitting here at 2-2, and boy, could they use this one in what is such a competitive conference race. First down run by Taua. Goes for 2 yards.
Boy, Taua has been the go-to running back.
Let's go 11, 11, 11, 11.
Running hard, picking up those extra yards, even at the point of contact.
Back, Rex, empty. Ricky, in the option.
Right, let's go.
Back,
let's go. Shade 51. Shade 51.
Let's go, Andy, option. What's up, ready? Yeah. Yep. You got it.
Perkins on 2nd down, went for the in-cutting route to Turner, but it's incomplete. Now it's a big 3rd down coming up for the Panthers.
Just the second incompletion for Bryce Perkins, and a massive 3rd down as we listen to Marcel Belfay.
Close out. Make sure the back, tell the back to get up. 11 Sampson, tell the back to get up. Don't go in huddle. Back Rex, we got 12 in the huddle. Back Rex,
we're
empty.
fine.
Ricky all hook. Back Rex, empty. Ricky all hook.
Tome is roaring on 3rd down. Listen to this place. Third down, pressure on Perkins, and that ball is picked off. It is Willie Harvey. Flags are down.
And I'm working roughing the passer number 56 with body weight here. I'm going to work roughing the passer number 56, body weight.
Oh, they're going to tag Travis Feeney.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had body weight. Dean's looking at it. We're going to get a look.
Body weight's good.
Dean Blandino's going to be in the Verizon Command Center to try to clean this up.
You're good with the call.
We're going to tack it out. We were just going to talk. He's going to maybe want to challenge, but Rod, you took care of that, yes?
This is an interception. Previous spot.
Yeah, previous spot. Yeah, 56. Yep.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 56 with body weight. 15-yard penalty. It's an automatic 1st down.
What a costly penalty.
Travis Feeney coming unabated to the quarterback, and at that point it's so hard for that defender to stop your momentum or slow down your momentum. But when you land on a quarterback with full body weight, like you heard Dean Blandino said, they're going to protect the quarterback.
And Danny Etling's going to come in at quarterback after all the body weight of Travis Feeney came crashing down on Bryce Perkins.
Yeah, they're probably going to check out Perkins in the medical tent.
And McCrary is going to take the carry and just try to get ahead towards that 45-yard line.
And so unfortunate, because that was a great job by Willie Harvey, who picked that one off of coming from the opposite side, reading the eyes of Bryce Perkins. Would have been his 2nd game in a row with an interception. You see Coach Beck trying to get this crowd back in it. They need another turnover or big play from this defense as Michigan drives here.
Just when St. Louis thought they had made the big defensive play, instead, Michigan retains possession after the penalty, trailing by 5.
So pick a number. Both tackles.
False start. number 72. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That is the second time that center Noah Johnson has had words with Danny Etling after a pre-snap procedure penalty, a false start. You get a new quarterback in there, the cadence changes, the rhythm changes, and with this noise, not ideal to be switching quarterbacks here in the fourth quarter.
Arguably the best fans in the entire UFL. Over 30,000 tonight to try to rally their team to victory. 2nd and 14. Etling gets it out to Mariner. And Mariner dives ahead before he's tackled by Harvey. Mariner had a big play earlier. And now here comes a 3rd and 9.
They heard QB draw there, so keep an eye on if anybody's on the second level for St. Louis. No linebackers right here.
3rd and 9 for Etling. He's going to loft it for Mariner. Flag comes down as Mariner secures it against Chris Payton-Jones.
Flag down here.
Go ahead, Justin. Pass interference, defense number 3.
Number 3?
Yep.
Okay, number
Have a
3.
catch?
Incomplete pass, ruling on the field. Number 3, defense.
Ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. Pass interference. Number 3. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So with 6 guys at the line of scrimmage, Etling opts to not run the quarterback draw, take his alert, which is a go route, man-to-man coverage to Cioce Mariner. Actually threw a really good ball that they called incomplete, but
no, I mean, that looks like
it's going to be the 18-yard line, 1st and 10, 18, decline the penalty. 18-yard line, 1st and 10, right hash.
That's the way it sees as well.
18-yard line inbounds, deemed is confirmed. 18-yard line inbounds.
At the 18, and the defensive pass interference is declined.
By the way,
first down, Michigan.
I love the common sense administrating of the game in the UFL. The Verizon Command Center. Dean Blandino wastes no time. Listen, it's a catch. Put the ball at the 18-yard line. We're not wasting minutes to try to adjudicate. Just get the thing done the right way, and that's what happens in the UFL. It's a first down after the 27-yard reception. Straight ahead goes Tawa. So here is the late drama as we come up under 8 minutes to play. And Bryce Perkins, who was just knocked out for a few plays when the body weight penalty of Travis Feeney crashed down on him. Etling came into the game, served them well, and now Perkins back to action. He's 18 of 20 for over 200 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Perkins has been awesome tonight. Can he get his team to retake the lead here? Tawa muscling his way inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Panthers.
Yeah, and Towel, what a great story. Just got a text from our colleague Cole Kubelik, who talked to him a couple weeks ago. He was washing golf carts and sleeping on his brother's couch in California 3 weeks ago. Signed him off the street, and he has been a bright spot for this rushing attack for Michigan. They've been leaning on him all game.
First and goal. Straight ahead and touchdown Panthers. Tawa does it. Michigan's got the lead.
Another physical run where Toa Tawa is falling forward through defenders. Sure looked like his knees stayed off the turf as he crossed the line here. Another good look at it. A guy that was sleeping on his brother's couch 3 weeks ago, washing golf carts, now with a massive touchdown here in the fourth quarter to help his team take the lead.
I love the instant research notes by Cole Kubelik. It's surprising he didn't break down all 5 offensive linemen. Going for 2 to try to make it a 3-point margin. Perkins, 2-point conversion attempt. A lot of pressure on him. Extends the play to the end zone. He goes, and that is incomplete. So it'll remain 27-26. Earlier tonight, we heard Mike Nolan, the Michigan head coach, say this is going to be a highly competitive game. It has been. Our 5th lead change of the night. 27-26, a thriller here at the Dome.
When businesses thrive, so do our community.
Lewis, that's what makes a good game. Battlehawks early, Panthers late. Toa Taua has been something, Dawn Davenport.
He sure has. I tell you what a touchdown there. What'd that one feel like for you, Toa?
Felt great. Just trying to do my job, do my 111 for the boys, man. And, the lineman made it easy.
A little birdie told us 3 weeks ago you were doing something a whole lot different than you're doing tonight. What were you up to?
Oh, man, we just, I got a 4-year-old son back home, so, I was working at a golf course trying to find a way every single day. So, he needs food on his plate. And right here, I just got to come out and do my job so he can eat.
What was the call like when you got the opportunity?
It was surreal because this is something I love to do. And when the opportunity presented itself, I had to run with it. And there's nobody but God. I had to keep that faith and steady grind.
Both Jordan and Tess up there have said, man, you run hard, you run angry. Where does that style come from?
Yeah, like I said, I have a 4-year-old son back home. I love you, Marcelo. Daddy's still at work. I'll be home soon, so I gotta work. I gotta run hard so he can get food on his plate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. You hear that gratitude, you hear that desire, that will to win, that literal hunger with these players in this league. Sailors takes it ahead for St. Louis, trailing by 1, coming up on 6.5 minutes to play.
Force pass.
Hey, gun, double left, Z-fly, 18 wide to force pass. Don't worry. Set up. Wide 80, right set.
They go with the pop pass, and it's an option 2 pass, and launching it is Jackson. Oh, and they hit on it! They hit it on again! Hakeem Butler, a trick play! Blake Jackson to Hakeem Butler! What a show they're putting on here in St. Louis! Hey, uppers up! Hakeem Butler with a 67-yard touchdown, and now a 57-yard touchdown. And the Battlehawks have roared back again. Going for 2. Here it is again. This is Pearson, but this time he's trying to turn the corner, and he can't get there. But can you believe what this 4th quarter has looked like?
Well, look at Hakeem Butler on Adonis Alexander right there, and you're going to get Blake Jackson on this little jet sweep. He's going to do a great job after getting the handoff and getting his eyes downfield. He's got pressure in his face. He's not a quarterback, but he steps up, makes the throw, and oh, by the way, he was an All-American quarterback back in D3. Mary Hardin-Baylor. So not a quarterback for St. Louis, but has it in his genes, and you saw it right there. That was an absolute dime. And Hakeem Butler very quickly looking like the best receiver in the UFL. Now 2 receptions for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a dime by Blake Jackson.
Only thing to know is Hakeem Butler is him.
Hey, they're saying the only thing to know is Hakeem Butler is him. Before we go to Hakeem, Blake, you played quarterback in college your first 2 years. What's better, throwing a touchdown like that or catching one as a receiver?
Man, touchdowns is touchdowns, man. Anytime you get to get in that zone, it's a blessing, man. You know, God is good. We out here, we putting up the effort. Everybody, offense, defense, special teams is doing what they need to do to get this done, man. We still got 6 minutes left. Man, we got to take care of business.
And then Hakeem, they keep on saying you're that guy. You've been out for multiple weeks, and you just got back another touchdown. What do you say to your teammates to try and get this win?
I mean, I don't really say much. I talk to everybody individually, and that we all know we have to do our 111. So this game's far from over. A lot of time left. This is a great team, so we're just going to keep on fighting.
Awesome. Thanks, Hakeem. Thanks, Blake. Nice little debut.
That's right. It is his debut. He's had a hamstring injury that kept him out of action. Boy, are they happy to have him back. That was our 6th lead change of the game. 6 lead changes tonight. Keep it on the ground with Tawa, who has 2 touchdowns.
And if you're Marcel Belfay, the optics coordinator for Michigan, you don't want to panic, right? A little over 5.5 minutes left, but your offense is at its best when you still run the football and you give Bryce Perkins the RPO options off that.
Right wing, Zorro, Liz, stick sail. Right wing, Zorro, Liz, stick sail. Let's go, hey, right wing, Zorro. Let's go, Liz, stick sail.
It's going to be a little RPO with the corner route on the backside. Little sail route.
2nd and 8. Perkins just had a check down underneath to Tawa. It'll be 3rd down from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, the corner route was well covered, so we came down to the check down. Smart veteran move. Setting up a
11. Here we go. Y to Rex Trey, Rip Oregon select. Y to Rex Trey, Rip Oregon select.
Can he get there on his own? He's going to be 1.5 yards short as Willie Harvey made the tackle. Here's the chest cam, the True Vision chest cam, as it was Willie Harvey who made that critical tackle on 3rd down. And now 4th and 1 from their own 42. And a timeout is going to be used.
Make sure somebody has him.
Hey, how do you look backside? Yeah. I saw him up. Was he squatting?
And you get a game like this, Jordan, you get 6 lead changes. You know, moments ago, Don had a great interview that I think sums up sort of the ethos of this league. It's about desire and hunger. You see games like this, you see effort like this of players who extend themselves.
Yeah, guys like Toa Tawa, who's just trying to make a paycheck and loves playing football. And you got guys like Bryce Perkins, who has started games in the NFL. He's proven that maybe he deserves to be back in the NFL. So this league of opportunity is so fun to watch. Everybody fighting and playing for a different reason. And here on 4th down, possibly the biggest play of the game so far.
Here it is, 4th and 1 from their own 42-yard line. And he will move the chains. He has been awesome in this 4th quarter.
Just every time they've needed the tough yards, every time he's had a defender wrapped around him, he has continually fallen forward.
Baby. Way to go, offense! Way to go!
Here's Perkins, play action on first down. Oh, and he gets it complete. Downfield connecting with Samson Nakua, and it's a first down, Michigan.
Oh, what a great job by Perkins, hanging in the pocket, really good protection, and putting it right on the money to Samson Nakua.
A 16-yard reception. And now on the ground is McCrary, who gets it to the 35.
Yeah, remember that this clock runs even on incomplete passes until the 2-minute mark. So we're approaching the 2-minute warning. Then the clock will start to stop. They're going to take this one all the way down to that 2-minute warning. Difference. Remember that touchdown will give them a 1-point lead.
And don't you just love it? Michigan with the ball, trailing by 5. We hit the 2-minute warning. It'll be 2nd down and 7 when we return to St. Louis.
Trash the Stanley Cup playoff season. That's 1-844-424-4774. Don't delay. Your chirp may be featured by ESPN. Call now.
Look at the standings in the UFL, and you understand why this is such a big swing game, especially critical for St. Louis as they sit there in 2-2 in the XFL conference. Top 2 teams in each conference make the playoffs. And by the way, the UFL Championship, presented by Underdog, will be right here in St. Louis on ABC Saturday, June 14th, prime time. Our crew will have the honor of calling that game. Tickets for that, by the way, start just $29 if you want to take in a championship game. You go to ufl.com/tickets. As Cardinal Locals, little WWE title on his hand. You're going to have Randy Orton, John Cena here in 2 weeks in St. Louis.
You can't beat the environment.
ABC action, 8 p.m. on Saturday, the 14th. Here we go. Coming off the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7 for Michigan. Trailing by 5. 6 lead changes in this game. Bryce Perkins, the quarterback for the Panthers, has been sensational, but he gets the pressure, and coming in like a human missile is Pita Taumui-Penu.
Oh, Taumui-Penu does a great job just coming right through the B gap here. Jacob Burton's got 2 guys over him. He picks the inside guy, and that leaves Taumui-Penu with a free hit on Bryce Perkins. Just couldn't get rid of the ball quick enough.
Home dome advantage with the roar of a crowd on 3rd and 7. Pressure up the A-gap on Perkins. And they blow it dead.
Hey, do we have to add any more time back on this?
Yeah, we're at 157.
Looks like that play clock hit 0.
157 at that, right? That's right. Already did it. We're good.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's this crowd. You can see Anthony Beck trying to get him back into it on this 3rd down.
His intensity is unbelievable. 3rd and 12. Perkins, this time just a 4-man rush, drives the ball over the middle. Incomplete, no flag. It's going to be 4th down. Hicatini was covered by Quinterio Cole.
And just with the one timeout, you force yourself to have to go for it here on 4th and 12.
Remember, Michigan lost a timeout challenging a call early in the 3rd quarter. That's why they only have 1 left. Here we go, game on the line. 4th and 12. Everyone's on their feet and loud in St. Louis. Perkins steps up in the pocket, extends the play, gets it complete, but being driven back is Malik Turner. The spot's going to be critical on the forward progress as he was driven back.
On the line to gain. Turnover on downs, 1st down.
Ruling on the field is a turnover on downs.
Well, that's a great job by Perkins stepping up and finding Turner. He's got to get upfield and stay upfield here. He tries to make a couple guys miss. He obviously breaks 1 tackle. He's fighting for every yard, but St. Louis rallies to the tackle. Lucas Dennis, Quintarius Cole.
Sure.
Lucas Dennis and Quintario Cole just seal things up defensively. Here's the true line, 21 inches deciding it. And remember just that 1 timeout for Michigan. What a showcase night for the Battlehawks, as Sailors will take it ahead and make it all the way out to nearly the 38-yard line.
What a coming out party for Max Duggan.
You could actually see him grow into his comfort and gather momentum as the night went along.
I mean, think about it. You're on top of the world, taking your team to a national championship, finishing 2nd in the Heisman. You get drafted. Don't stick around with the team that drafts you, and maybe you're unsure if you're ever going to play again or ever have an opportunity to prove that you can still play.
There are a lot of listen, he was a massive name in college football. Massive in 2022. Max Duggan everywhere. All the comebacks for TCU. There are a lot of big name quarterbacks today that'll be in this situation in their career.
And fighting back from adversity. Not a great performance last week. To what he's done tonight, just unbelievable.
So many of those names you heard in the NFL draft today will be in a similar situation as Sailors takes it ahead. And St. Louis will close things out with that 1st down. That guy was great. Bryce Perkins was 21 of 25 for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight.
The difference, the 1 drive earlier in the game when he was not in.
Danny Etling.
Etling came in through the interception when Bryce Perkins was red hot. That's a decision I think that Mike Nolan's going to look back on, and man, I should have just rode the hot hand.
Victory formation. We said this was a gotta-have-it kind of night for St. Louis. 2-2. They lost their starting quarterback, Manny Wilkins, for the season with a torn Achilles. And as they put this one away, the Battlehawks have never lost 3 games in a row in franchise history. They bounced back. They were 2-0, 2-2, and they come back with this win. Well done by Anthony Beck, who turns to the backup quarterback when in need. And Duggan delivers. That's a great win for Anthony Beck and the Battlehawks. 32-27.
I love it.
With a back and forth thrilling 4th quarter. Sam?
So I'm here with Max Duggan. Max, 1st game back. You got a chance to get the victory. How does it feel?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good team win. You know, happy for the guys, happy for the coaches,
happy for the fans. Appreciate all the support. They're awesome.
Well, how was it for you? I get it. You're happy for the fans, happy for the team. But for you to get this opportunity to step up and play the way you played, how does it feel for you, Max Duggan, to get this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, just relying on all the guys. Guys, made plays that everybody, O-line, D-line, receivers, throwing touchdown passes, running backs, just everybody. Defense, it was just an all-around good team win.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Max.
Something extra at the end of that.